Damon Martin, MMAWeekly.com, here with Sean Pierson. Sean, obviously you're from this area in Toronto. Kind of give us your impressions of what it's been like here this week and leading into the fight for you.
It's crazy. Like everybody here is hyped up. It's been all week. It's actually been all month that the hype for the UFC is coming. Hear it on every radio station you turn on right now. You know, George St. Pierre this, Randy this, the fight's that. The expo looks incredible. It's huge. Some of the booths out there, the head rush booth, looks like you're at a car dealership. It's huge. It's a crazy week here. It's going to be amazing.
How has it been for you personally? Because obviously there's a lot of pressure on the Canadians on this card, and obviously you especially because you're from this area. Distractions, I mean, people calling you, bugging you, or have you been able to tune all that out?
To me, that's not pressure. Pressure is what we put on ourselves, and I know that. I put more pressure on myself than anybody else ever could. I want to win just as bad as anybody else in the world. I hate losing. As far as the fans, 55,000 or 10 fans, that's just support. That's just they don't, even though you think they care if you win or lose, they don't. They just want you to put on the best show you can, and they'll support you no matter what. And I realize that. I'm a little bit more mature than I was when I was younger, and I'm just going to go out there and do what I can and take the victory here. But
we obviously work in a short notice business. You had a switch of opponents, of course, kind of last minute. What was running through your mind when you heard not only Brian Foster, obviously a medical condition, I'm sure your heart goes out to him, but then to get a guy like Jake Ellenberger to step notice?
Oh, it's huge. I know Jake's top 20 in the world, and I'm a fan of the sport. I've watched him fight. I know how good he is. He's got one of the best nicknames, the Juggernaut. I'm like, at first, Camp was like, don't take it. It's too short notice for someone like Jake. It's your second fight. And I thought, yeah, you're probably right. You are probably right. But I'm like, if I don't take this fight, I'm not on the card. This is our last resort. Joe Silva's trying to get me everybody. No one's 2 weeks notice is a short time period. And this is a part of history for me. It's not only the biggest UFC ever, but it's in my hometown, the first time ever. You know what I mean? I'm like, I want to be part of this show. No risk, no reward. So I'm going to go out there and just put on the best fight I can and see what happens.
We know Brian is more of a striker. He likes to stand and bang with guys. But Ellenberger, of course, comes from a really strong wrestling background. How much did that throw a monkey wrench into your camp? Was it just about maybe looking at video, or did you know enough about Jake that you feel like you were able to prepare in those 2 weeks?
The truth is, you can't prepare in 2 weeks for anybody. I don't think. I've been preparing for Brian for a long time. Jake's different. The truth of the matter is, we're all puzzles out there. You know what I mean? You're always different from your last fight, so it's my job to go out there and figure out the puzzle.
Everybody knows this is a big fight regardless, and this is absolutely nothing against Brian Foster, but do you look at this as maybe a little bit of a bigger fight, bigger opportunity now because of where Jake is in the division?
Oh, and that's, again, no disrespect to Brian, it is a bigger fight, and it's only because of, on paper or profile, Jake's a lot higher on profile right now. He's top 20, I think he's supposed to fight Fitch. Split decision loss to Carlos Condit. If I can win this fight, I'm going to project myself up these rankings. And again, it's a no-lose situation for me. I'm going to go out there and fight in front of my hometown fans, which is amazing. Biggest UFC ever. And I'm going to put on a great show. I'm going to win this fight and see what happens.
It's a pretty obvious question, but the last question. Have you put in your own head what it's going to be like to walk out with 55,000, Canadians mostly, cheering for you? Obviously you're going to get a huge ovation. Can you even mentally prepare for what that's going to feel like to kind of amp you up going into the fight?
We can all pretend we know, but we don't. Just like in my first fight in Montreal, I thought I knew what 24,000 people sounded like, but when you're out there, you don't realize how big it is, and this is double the size. It's going to be crazy.
I'm sure it's emotional, though. So, do you have to be careful not to let the emotion kind of overrun you?
Always got to check your emotions. That's why we try and phase it out at first. You get your adrenaline going up, and you're in trouble, and we all know that.
So you get to enjoy it after the win, right?
Always after, yeah.